Hi, this is Casey Whitaker from Centare. Thank you guys so much for watching our video on Centare and the people that work here and how they got involved in their careers. We definitely appreciate the questions that you had in response and wanted to send you another video reply to answer some of those questions for you. So I'm going to start with this one. What is the coolest project that you guys have ever worked on?
The companies that I've worked for in the past were medical imaging or insurance software. So it's not like the cool projects are things where you get to like make a video game, which is something awesome that everybody who writes programs wants to do that, whether they do or not. So what ends up being cool projects are these things that you kind of, the first time that you take ownership of something and kind of design something yourself and see it all the way through from beginning to end is kind of the first project where you're like very excited about and like, wow, I did that. And that gives you kind of a lot of confidence and a lot of like excitement to tackle another project along those lines. So I don't have a specific project per se, but the first time that I had done that myself, it was a really like awesome moment personally for me.
All right, I'll follow that up by saying that my coolest project was during my college internship doing game development. I would say that the best part about it is that type of programming pretty much tests every skill set in the realm of computer science, from just basic user input data to graphics rendering and artificial intelligence. So it's that huge spread and exposure to a lot of different technologies that makes it so fascinating.
For me, there's quite a few, but the one that I remember the most is this interactive map of the world that was going to be used on helicopters. They wanted to have the person in the helicopter draw a polygon area on a map of the world, and then it will send a signal once the helicopter entered that area or left the area. That was also a little bit challenging because I've never done anything like that, but it was pretty cool because something I wrote is in some helicopter somewhere. I'll probably never see it running, but it's kind of cool to think about it.
Awesome. Okay. Question number 2 for you guys. What does teamwork look like in your current role?
So in every role that I've had, teamwork, as a software engineer or a computer programmer, you can do almost literally nothing without teamwork. There are a lot of people that handle things before a task even gets to you. And then a lot of people that either test your code or check it for performance issues. Very few things get done by one person alone. And that's great because a lot of eyes give a lot of chances to make sure something gets done correctly.
Yeah, I would say teamwork, same thing, not just current role, but in roles past. It's a lot of collaboration, a lot of communication, and it's a lot of understanding each other's skill sets, where some excel and where you can help others. You can't know everything, and you shouldn't put that expectation on yourself. There will be people who are really good at one or a few things, and you're really good at those other things. And when you all work together, you can create the best version of the product that you're working on.
Like Sean and Martin has said, it's for me. If you want an example, everything is a little different depending on the company. Some companies, their teams are super small. Other ones are huge. The team I am currently with, it's very small. It's just another Centarian and I, and a guy from that other company who knows the software. So basically, right now I'm working on my own project, and my coworker is working on his project. But if we have questions, we can talk to the other guy because we don't know the software. So there's always some questions. And then sometimes we do get together and decide on which are the next items that will be worked on next, and what's more important, what's less important. There's different ways of organizing teams. You'll hear agile once you come out to work to the workforce. That's a very popular way of organizing teams. There used to be waterfall, but there's different teams. Right now, everybody's into agile that I've seen.
Awesome. All right. And last but not least, curious, one of the questions was, how many different job titles or roles have you had in this field, like over the span of your career at this point?
So I have only been a software engineer, and that starts from, and this is really dependent on different companies and different places, call different roles, different things. But you start in a junior or associate capacity usually. And once you demonstrate a certain amount of skill, you get promoted to either a mid-level or a second-level software engineer. And then once you get enough skills under your belt that you can kind of run a whole project by yourself, you move on to like a senior software engineer role. That's where I'm at now. And there are roles that grow beyond that, where if you want to be more technical, you can be a software architect that kind of designs whole systems for teams. Or you can move into a more people role, which is like team leaders or software engineering managers.
I've been to quite a few different companies, all, as mentioned before, that they have different titles for pretty much the same thing. So I would say effectively two, software engineer and then engineering manager. And of course, across those various levels from, intern all the way up to senior.
From adding a little bit to what Sean and Martin have said, from what I've seen, and I've been doing this for like 20 years, the title doesn't seem to matter too much. I work with junior and senior, and it just doesn't matter. It just matters how good they are. You could be a senior or a junior, as long as you can do something. Nobody really, I don't even know the titles of anyone I work with. We don't really use our titles at all. It's more for the managers, I guess, when they want to give you a bonus or something. The only titles that that do seem to matter are like, if you're like in DevOps, which is like a separate area, or you're like a architect or a DBA, then okay, DBA deals with the databases, but we don't really care if who's junior or senior. I don't know why.
Okay, I think that covers the majority of the questions. I think there were a few more, but I think everyone's kind of sick of video. So I think we'll keep it at that for now. And we look forward to re-engaging with Rufus King at some point next year. And hopefully then we can actually be in person. So thanks so much. Much appreciated.